Oh, Joanna. Let's see how we do this. Volume down.
Morning, Ms. Phoenix.
Hi, Judge, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Mr. Zane, let me know when you're ready. We'll get on the record. I was just looking at the exhibits. I don't know if y'all need in my notes from the last meeting, the exhibits are from the last trial setting. Looks like from respondent exhibits, all we're missing, or the only exhibit that's not in evidence is R52 and R56 and R59, just for y'all's records.
Let me see, Judge.
On petitioners,
52, 56, and
50, 52.
I got it. I
and
got
59.
it. 52 was not admitted. 56, 59.
Correct.
I don't think we've offered 59.
Right. 52, they're not, it's not that they've been denied, they just weren't stipulated to. So,
Okay.
you know, 52, 56, and 59 have not been offered or admitted. And petitioners exhibits 1 through 43 are already in.
Are mine in, Judge?
Yeah, yours are in, other than the 3 that we mentioned.
Okay, so, okay.
All right, the court's back on the record in cause number 20, DCV 271334, and the matter of the marriage of Lynn Hodges and Gary Hodges. We left off, this is day 2 of the trial. After the first day of trial, we left off with Mr. Zan passing the petitioner as the witness. So we're going to pick up with the cross-examination of Ms. Phoenix, of the petitioner. Ms. Phoenix, you may proceed when you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Hodges, good morning.
Good morning.
There's a dog in this case named Justice. I know you're familiar with him. It's a boy.
She.
Oh, it's a girl. Okay. Mr. Hodge is going to want visitation with that dog. When this is over, we're going to be asking the court for visitation. Are you okay with that?
No,
And why not?
she is my certified emotional support dog. I provided you with those documents way back in the beginning of this trial. And she
Okay.
is my separate property.
Well, didn't you say that Mr. Hodges gave that dog to you as a gift?
Judge, I'm going to object as to any line of testimony in regards to her questioning in regards to visitation with the dog, as that has not been pled for in their third amended counter petition, Judge.
Okay, well, the question on the floor is, didn't she testify that it was a gift to her? We'll take that up if we come back to visitation issues. But the question, Ms. Hodges, is, did you testify last time in the trial that this was a gift, the dog was a gift to you?
Yes, in Christmas 2008.
So it was a gift prior to the marriage.
Yes,
And so as a result of that, you're stating that he's your separate property?
yes, and you agreed to that earlier, Ms. Phoenix.
Ms.
Okay,
Hodges, just answer the question. The question is
Okay.
yes.
All right,
okay, Ms. Hodge, with regard to the last thing you testified about, if I recall, and it's been a while, is about the Mr. Hodges' property. You remember that?
no, ma'am, I don't.
Well, do you recall that Mr. Hodges has a reimbursement claim for property that you destroyed that was his,
No,
that you never gave back to him? Do you remember your testimony on that?
no.
Okay, well, let me refer you to Respondents Exhibit R53.
Hold on a second. I have to. Okay. I'm there.
And do you recall this email?
Yes,
And this was sent to you how long after Mr. Hodges left the residence?
3 days.
February, let's see, looks like February 13th from Gary about his personal things. Did you respond to this email, Ms. Hodges?
No,
Did you provide Mr. Gary Hodges his personal things when he asked you 2-3 days after he left the residence?
no,
As a matter of fact, you gave these things to Mary at some point to keep, right?
yes,
So your testimony was that the things that Mr. Hodges' things, you decided to put them on the curb for the garbage man, right?
some of them.
Because they were worthless. Isn't that pretty much what your testimony was?
No,
Well, you decided that pretty much everything that he owned went to the trash.
no.
What did not go to the trash? Of the things on his list of R53.
The family Bible, the small black safe he took out of the house in October of 2019 when he took his LLC book, his mother's clothes, the vacuum packed winter clothes, the golf clubs, the pop-up canopy, the scuba gear. Is this toupee? Oh, yeah. The tools, the refrigerator, the luggage rack, all his family photos. And then you have pictures on here twice, but either way, those are all there.
So what about his passport?
I have no idea where that's at. It was in his desk. He kept it.
His winter clothes and shoes and his
He-
suit?
He took all his clothes with him.
Well, do you think he would have been asking for his clothes if he took them all with him?
I have no idea.
Okay. The Brother color copier,
Went to the curb. It was over a decade old.
was it working?
No, he hadn't used it in over 3 years.
Where was it located? At your house?
It was sitting at my desk.
So he hadn't used it, but were you using it at some point?
No, never. I have a very small little bitty copier. This thing was huge because it was so old.
And wall-mounted TV and bracket? Did you give that back to him?
No, it again went to the curb. It again was over a
Why?
decade old and he took it from his employer. He did not pay for that.
Did he work? Did the TV work, ma'am?
I don't know. I didn't use it.
So you just threw it away?
No, I set it at the curb.
for the garbage man to take away.
Whoever took
Right.
it.
Okay, so you felt it had no value.
Like I said before, I discussed this with Dean. I went and saw him the day after Mr. Hodges moved out. Dean said we would handle it at the end of the divorce. He would record the stuff and take care of the exchange. And I went on my attorney's advice. That's why I didn't respond. I forwarded the email directly to Dean as soon as I got it. And
So
Mr.
you're
Hodges,
You're
Mr. Ho-
saying, you're saying that you got advice from your attorney as to what to do with Mr. Hodges?
Judge, I'm going to
Personal-
object as to any line of testimony regarding what was communicated between Ms. Hodges and myself as
I'm not
attorney-client privilege.
asking, I'm not asking what was communicated. I said she took advice from you as to what to do with Mr. Hodges' personal things.
The objection sustained.
Yes,
Okay,
Dina.
go-
I don't know, am I supposed to answer or no?
No, judges sustain the objection, Ms.
Okay.
Hodges, you don't answer.
Don't
Thank
tell me
you.
anything your attorney has told you. Any
Okay.
advice?
Okay, so you spoke to him about whether or not to return Mr. Hodges' personal items.
I
Judge, I
can't tell
believe
you.
this falls under the same objection, attorney-client privilege is what was discussed between myself and my client.
Overruled to the way it was asked. You may answer that, ma'am.
Okay, can you repeat the question again then, please?
I said you spoke to your attorney as to what to do with Mr. Hodges' personal things.
Yes,
Okay. And you ultimately did not return anything to date.
no,
Ice coolers. What happened to them?
they belong to both of us and they went to the curb.
Military gear?
I don't know of any military gear, so
You have his scuba gear?
I have the bins that a scuba gear is in, yes. I'm not sure what's in there.
Safety equipment?
In there,
In where?
in the bins.
So you have the scuba gear and the safety equipment.
Yes, ma'am.
What about his fishing gear?
There was just a few bamboo poles. They went to the curb.
Cooking equipment,
I'm not sure what he's referring
mountain bike,
to the curb. He hadn't ridden it in a decade.
was it working?
No,
What was wrong with it, Ms. Hodges?
I'm not sure. He hadn't ridden it in a decade.
Well, how do you know it wasn't working?
Because if you have a bike and it works, you ride it.
So you're making a decision as to what he needs to have and what he doesn't need to have.
No, ma'am.
Well, if he hadn't ridden in a decade and he decides to ride it, you've thrown it away. So you're making all the decisions
No,
as
ma'am.
to what, well, he asked you for it.
Ma'am, as I've stated in the past, he told me that if he ever left, he was not coming back, starting over, going to stop where his vehicle ran out of gas and start his new life. I made that assumption that he left no note, no nothing, waited 3 days to contact me that he was doing exactly what he said. He left town, filled his car with gas, and starting a new life wherever he stopped.
Okay, 3 days later, ma'am, 3
Mr.
days
Hodges-
later, he asked you for his personal items and you decided to throw them away. So, but you gave them to Mary to keep, so you were hiding them from him, correct?
No, Nope,
Well, why would you give them to Mary to hold on to?
because I didn't want his items in my house.
Well, why didn't you give them to him?
He hadn't asked for me at the time that that happened. That stuff got moved on the 11th.
So when he left, within a day, you already put his stuff together and gave it to Mary.
Same night. The same night. He didn't leave a note. I had no idea. Like I said, I figured he moved on with his life to another location. If Mr. Hodges wanted these items, they were all in the house. He could have taken them when he left. There was absolutely no reason he couldn't have taken them with him.
You said he didn't leave a note. What do you mean by that, Miss?
He just moved out.
Hodges?
I came home and he was gone.
Did you know he was moving out?
No, ma'am,
You had no idea.
none. We had a
So
counseling appointment
it
that
came as a
night.
complete shock to you.
Yes,
And then within a day, you gathered your stuff, gave it to Mary, and decided what to throw
Ma'am,
away within a day.
ma'am, I've asked and you've asked this and I've answered it. I put the stuff out that night and Mary took the other stuff. That's all there is to it. If he wanted it, he could have taken it the day he moved out.
His electric smoker,
Where does, to the curb. It was water soaked. Damaged, not working. The cover leaked.
do you have that smoker?
Ma'am, it was broke.
And the things that you have, Ms. Hodges, why are you keeping those things? And not
Ma'am,
returning them
I've
to
already
Mr.
answered, I answered this question earlier.
Why are you keeping his personal items that you have left?
I answered this question earlier. It was a discussion between myself and Dean.
Okay. Mrs.
Judge, to limit the confusion though, prior testimony weeks ago, Judge, was that she will give him these items that she has in her possession. I just want that to be cleared up in case there's confusion on that.
Yeah, I've got that in my notes. That she testified to that last time we were here. Whatever she does have left, she would tender.
So do you think that you should be the one to value these items, Ms. Hodges, since you threw them out? Are you the proper person to value what the items should, or the reimbursement?
Absolutely.
So you don't think Mr. Hodges should value his own property?
No, because of the value that he's using, I don't know where he came from, but my understanding to the law is it's garage sale prices is what used items are valued at.
Okay. Ms. Hodge, you allege Mr. Hodges has had an affair or is committed adultery, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any names of people that he's committed adultery with?
Just one,
What is that?
Patricia Sparks.
How do you know Patricia Sparks?
I do not know Patricia Sparks.
How do you know he committed adultery with her? What evidence do you have?
He was at her house, parked in the garage for an hour and a half and kissed her goodbye.
Where was the house located?
I don't remember the address, Miss Phoenix. I provided that to you before. It's been almost 2 years.
What area of town was the house in, Ms. Hodges?
Southwest.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about how you came to be at this location and saw Mr. Hodges kiss somebody.
Running an errand. I saw his vehicle.
And what was the vehicle that you saw?
His Prius.
Okay, and where
I
was the
was-
Prius?
It went into her garage.
Okay, tell me, where were you when you saw his vehicle go into her garage? I'm trying to kind of get
On the
an
s-
idea of this.
On the street to the driveway.
What street
on-
were you on?
I don't remember the name of the street, Miss Phoenix.
How was the garage situated, Miss Hodges?
Under the house, the townhome.
How is it situated?
Under the townhome.
I know it's under the townhome, but what I'm saying is, how was the garage facing the street? Was it facing the side? Was it,
It was facing a
where was the
driveway.
garage?
Facing a driveway.
You don't remember anything about the scene, Miss Hodges?
It was facing the driveway. Can you hear me?
Okay, you drive, where are you?
On the street to the driveway.
I'm trying to figure out how you were able to see all of this. Is the driveway and the garage facing the street?
No, it's facing, well, it adjoins the street.
So you can be on a street, the main street, and you can look straight into the lady's garage?
Yes,
Okay. You recall that in your deposition, you stated that Mr. Hodges was in his truck?
I was in his truck.
You recall that in the deposition, though, you said he was in his truck?
No, I didn't. I said he was in his car. I was in the truck.
Okay.
I didn't have my Yukon because the transmission had gone out and the parts were delayed due to GM's strike from back in, I think it was November. I don't remember exactly when the transmission went out. So had been driving his truck for a couple of months. I think it was like 3 or 4 months that it took the parts to come in. So I was driving his truck. He was driving the Prius, which is what he always drove for work.
So you were driving the truck for a couple of months?
Yes,
Okay, so you were
because the
driving,
transmission went out in the Yukon.
so you're driving the truck and Mr. Hodges happens to pass by you, or what happened that you saw him?
Exactly what you said, yes.
Well, can you fill it in a little bit more, Ms. Hodges?
That's all there is to it. He didn't see me, I saw him.
What time was it, ma'am?
I don't remember, ma'am. You'd have to look at what I said earlier. Like I said, it was almost 2 years ago. I provided the time.
What day of the week was it, ma'am?
I do not remember that either, ma'am.
Hmm. Were you working that day?
Yes,
How far was the job from where you were working?
I have no idea.
From where you saw Mr. Hodges. So
I
you
have
don't
no-
know anything about this situation that you can tell the court?
I don't
Except
know.
that you saw him kissing a girl in the garage from the street. That's all you can tell the judge?
And he was parked in her garage. And he was there for, I think, over an hour. I don't remember the time either, but it was quite a while.
Where did you go when you saw him kissing the girl in the garage and he was there for an hour and a half? Where were you?
On the
For an
street,
hour.
in the truck,
So you just sat there for an hour and a half?
waited for him to come out.
And what about your job, Ms. Hodges? What were you doing?
I don't understand the
Were you
question.
off work? What were you, was this a weekend, a weekday? What?
I don't remember what day of the week it was, Miss Phoenix. I've already answered that, and I was running an errand. Can I close this other document? Did you need this for anything else?
Ms. Hodges, no one else can see what's on the computer, so you
Oh,
can
it's
do
that
whatever.
exhibit 53. Is she through with this?
Well, if she needs to recall and ask you about it, you can
Okay.
always pull it back up.
Okay.
If it's blocking your view or anything, yeah, you can close it up.
I can't get the screen back. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm back.
Have you ever been in touch with Patricia?
No, ma'am, we are not, we do not know each other.
I'm just saying, have you ever been in touch with her?
No.
Do you know anything about her background? Did you look into that once you saw that she was with Mr. Hodges?
No, ma'am.
How did you find out where Miss Sparks lived?
I didn't know where Miss Sparks lived. I looked it up after the fact.
You looked it up how?
Google or Harris County, I don't remember which.
How do you know where, let me ask you this, Miss Zan. I'm sorry, Miss Hodges. You said you looked up later and determined that Patricia lived there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you look into anything else about her?
I had
You
no
know if
reason.
she's married or single or has children or?
I have no idea.
So after you saw the kiss, you just determined that Mr. Hodges was having an affair?
Yes, ma'am.
Who else do you think he committed adultery with?
I have no idea.
Did you take any photographs, Ms. Hodges?
No, ma'am.
How about a video?
No, ma'am.
So you don't really have any evidence of an affair. You just supposedly saw him kiss somebody in the garage and that's it.
And he spent an hour there. See, the thing is that when you're married, you don't kiss other people.
Well, that's true.
That's my rule.
Okay. So then did you confront him with it later?
No, his underwear was screaming loud and clear.
Why didn't you kick him to the curb then?
Because I always feel that if you give someone enough rope, they'll hang themselves. And he did.
What do you mean by that, Ms. Hodges?
He moved out. Didn't try to make the marriage work, wasn't man enough to say that he even wanted a divorce. Basically, I see it as being a coward.
So how long after he was kissing this girl did he move out?
I don't remember because I don't remember the date. I know the date he moved out, but I don't remember what day I saw him. So however long.
Was it a close time period of time?
I don't
or?
remember, Miss Phoenix.
So really, we have nothing to go on with regard to this adultery allegation except what you saw. And,
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't remember anything about the circumstances?
And the underwear.
And the underwear.
Yes.
Ms. Hodges, I want to make sure I'm understanding though, because this is important for the court. You
Okay.
you don't know if it was weeks, months, years after this, what you saw versus when he moved out. Do you have any time approximation as to how long it was after that event before he moved out?
No, Your Honor, because I want to
It's okay.
say,
It's okay if you don't. I'm making sure.
yeah,
that
I provided the dates of the exact day that I saw and the time to Miss Phoenix, in interrogatories and in the past. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. So she knows the exact amount of time from when that event occurred till he moved out. I just don't remember off the top of my head.
All right, thank you, Ms. Hodges. Ms.
Yep.
Phoenix, you may continue. Sorry for the interruption.
Ms. Hodges, did you give a date that you saw Mr. Hodges with this young lady?
Yes, Ms. Phoenix, I've answered this question 3 times now.
What was the date?
I don't remember, ma'am.
Oh, you don't remember?
Ms. Phoenix, we've lost your video.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. I don't know how that got on.
Okay.
Okay. If I told you that you answered in discovery that it was February 3rd, would you disagree with me, Ms. Hodges?
Is that what I put in, whatever I put in the interrogatories that Mr. Zan provided, that's the date it is. So if that's what it is, that I don't remember, but
That's on a Monday.
okay, I take your word for it. I have
Okay.
no idea.
So you.
Can we get a clarification on the year, February 3rd of what year, Ms. Phoenix?
2020. So,
Okay.
Ms. Hodges, if it's a Monday, do you work?
Yes, Ms. Phoenix, you've already asked this too. Yes, I work, and I answered it previously.
Were you off work on this particular day?
No, ma'am, I was running an errand.
During work hours, Ms. Hodges?
Yes, ma'am, we are afforded 2 15-minute breaks and an hour lunch. Those are whatever time you choose to use for.
Where do you work, ma'am?
City of Houston.
City of Houston downtown?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were running an errand in Sharpstown area on February
Southwest Houston.
3rd
In Southwest Houston. Yes, ma'am.
during a 15-minute break?
I also have a lunch, ma'am, of an hour.
I understand, but you said it was you were running errands in Sharpstown, but you don't know.
I didn't
when.
say, ma'am, I didn't say Sharpstown. I said Southwest Houston. You said Sharpstown.
Sharpstown is where the young lady lives.
Oh, so
And
then
that's
you
why-
know her. I don't know.
That's just quite a ways from downtown. Do you know what you were specifically doing, Miss Hodges, or
No,
not?
I don't remember. It's been
Okay.
almost 2 years.
Okay. After the errand that you were running the errand and you saw Mr. Hodges, were you able to sit around for 2 hours and stay off work?
I don't believe it was 2 hours, but
Well, you said it was an hour and a half, so.
I said it was an hour or so.
No, you said it was an hour and a half, Miss Hodges. So you're able to take off work, drive from downtown to the southwest area, Sharpstown, and then see your husband, happen to see your husband and follow him wherever he's going. And then you sit there for an hour and a half during
Ma'am,
the workday?
we are not paid for overtime. During that time, we are very busy. My boss has absolutely no issue with us taking a little bit longer lunch since we never leave typically for lunch, or I don't. I bring a frozen dinner. So I eat maybe 15, 20 minutes every day. She has absolutely no issue with that.
So if you're sitting there watching Mr. Hodges and then you take 2 hours, it's not a problem.
I didn't take 2 hours, ma'am. You just stated it was an hour and a half, but okay.
Take some time to get to and from that site. Will you agree?
Depends on the time of day and the traffic. 59 is usually open in the middle of the day.
Okay. Just one moment. How did you ever track Mr. Hodges, his car?
Yes,
When did you do that?
I don't remember the dates.
Was it with Mr. Hodges' car you tracked? Did you,
I don't understand what you're asking.
I said, did you track
I was
Mr.
driving
Hodges'
his truck.
car? No, you said you put a tracking device on Mr. Hodges' car?
On and off. On the
You-
Prius, are you
when?
talking about, or the truck? I don't remember, ma'am.
You don't remember what?
I don't remember when.
Do you remember what car you put it in?
The Prius,
Car
I was
or
driving
truck?
the truck.
So
I
you
was
remem-
driving the truck.
It was during the time that you were driving the truck that you tracked him.
Some of it. He only drove the truck 5 or 6 times a year, ma'am. It sat in the driveway the rest of the time.
So when did you track Mr. Hodges?
Ma'am, I don't remember the date.
Was it around the time that you allegedly saw him go to Miss Sparks' residence?
It could have been, I don't remember. Ma'am, it's been almost 2 years.
I understand, ma'am, but we're in trial and I need to ask you these questions and it's not helpful to just say, I don't know.
Well, if I don't know or I don't remember, I don't know or I don't remember. I'm not
I
gonna make
know,
up an
I
answer.
understand. I'm not asking you to make up an answer. I'm just trying to get information and I'm not able to get it. Just give me one moment. Let me pull out some papers.
Do what?
Just give me one moment.
And while she's
Judge,
doing-
I know we spoke before Ms. Phoenix came on about trying to finish this case today, Ms. Phoenix, and I informed the judge, I thought we would be able to finish because the concern is, Ms. Phoenix, just so that you're aware, ma'am, if we are not able to finish, I don't know that we're going to be able to complete this case this year. And I know that's the court's concern.
I think we'll finish today. But is the Prius titled in both Mr. and Ms. Hodges' names, or is it, what's the issue on the Prius? Is it the wife's name alone, husband's name alone, or both on the title? Did the lawyers know?
It's a
I
husband's
believe
name.
it's solely in Mr. Hodges' name, Judge.
It was
All right.
bought during the marriage.
I need to go through some warnings then for Ms. Hodges real quick. Ms. Phoenix, when you're, because I don't want her answering questions that y'all may need to talk about. Ms. Phoenix, let me know when your video is back up and running.
Oh, I'm not on? Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, Judge,
I'm
I
just
keep
gonna go
doing this.
In case we get back into the tracking on the Prius, I'm going to go through some rights with Ms. Hodges. Ms. Hodges, you understand you have a right to remain silent, refuse to answer any questions that could potentially lead to criminal charges being filed against you or some kind of incarceration. Do you understand your Fifth Amendment right?
Yes, ma'am, or sir.
And you also have a right to consult with your lawyer prior to answering any questions that could potentially lead to criminal charges being filed against you or potential incarceration. Do you understand you have a right to consult with Mr. Zan prior to answering those questions?
I didn't, but I do now.
Okay, and that's why I'm going over these rights with you.
Okay.
Because, and Mr. Zan, I'm going to give y'all, if you want, like 3 minutes or so, 5 minutes, however long you need, and I can create a breakout room for y'all to talk, or you can just cut your video and audio and y'all can talk there in your office if she's in your office. But just as it relates to any tracking device on a vehicle and solely in his name, y'all might want to talk about that a little bit, and then we can come back after y'all have a chance for you to explain her rights to her. Okay?
Will do, Judge.
All right, let's take a 5-minute break and let y'all do that, and then we'll come back on the record in 5 minutes. We're going off the record.
Hold on, let me see what I need to do.
Mr. Zan is going up to his office.
Thank you. Ms. Phoenix, if you can get your video back up and running. The court's back on the record in the Hodges matter. We took a brief break for Mr. Zan to talk to his client. One other warning I want to give you, Ms. Hodges, is in the event that you do decide to answer questions about potential issues that could lead to criminal charges, you need to understand that can be used against you in this courtroom, but it could also potentially be used against you in another courtroom as well. Do you understand that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Phoenix, you may proceed.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Hodge, do you remember giving a deposition on September 22nd, 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And in that deposition, you spoke about a tracking device on Mr. Hodges' car. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you said that you admitted to putting a tracking device on his car on more than one occasion. You recall that?
Yes.
In addition, I asked you if you had his permission to put the tracking device on his car. Do you remember me asking you that?
No, but I'm sure you did.
And do you know what your response was?
Judge, I'm gonna request that Ms. Hodges assert her Fifth Amendment right at this time.
Okay.
He's already answered the question, Judge.
Not in open court, Ms. Phoenix.
Okay.
We're gonna, he's allowed to, or she's allowed to assert her Fifth Amendment privilege, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Well,
let her-
in your deposition, you stated that you did not have his permission.
I'm gonna reassert the Fifth Amendment, Judge.
You did not have his permission to put the tracking device on his car. Do you recall that, Ms. Hodges?
Reasserting her Fifth Amendment right, Your Honor.
Okay. And do you also recall testifying about this incident where you allegedly saw Mr. Hodges kissing this young lady? Do you recall answering
Yes.
questions in the deposition about that?
Yes.
And you said that, let's see. You said that he was cheating. And that you followed him on many occasions. You recall that testimony?
Yes.
And you said that you saw him with her. She was half naked. He was kissing her goodbye. That's not process serving. And in fact, he passed me twice in his own truck. So
Right.
your testimony was that he was in his own truck when he
No,
passed
my,
you.
my testimony is I was in his own truck. He didn't even see his own truck. He was in his Prius.
And you say you were literally lane to lane. So you're saying when you said he passed you in his own truck, you weren't saying he was in his own truck.
No, I was saying I was in the truck. I'm
He passed me twice in his own truck.
right. He didn't see his own truck.
And you said it's over behind the old Sharkstown Mall.
Okay.
We also talked about Mary and her helping you with this personal stuff. You recall that?
Yes.
And you and Mary, are you all friends or not?
We were.
And there was an incident that occurred with Mary that caused you not to be friends with her anymore?
No,
So nothing happened, you just quit being friends?
I'm asserting my Fifth Amendment.
Judge, I don't know if she has a Fifth Amendment right with regard to her friend and questions about the lady that stored the personal items for Mr. Hodges.
I'm not sure, but I'm going to allow her to assert her Fifth Amendment on it.
Okay. Wait a second. Let me solve these things here. Just give me one moment, Judge. I am looking for the things that they said. Just give me one moment, Judge. I'm looking for something that I'm not able to put my hands on right this second. Ms. Hodges, what year did you and Mr. Hodges get married?
2011.
And at the time that y'all got married, was Mr. Hodges retired from the military?
I believe so.
You believe so? Do you have any information, any specific information that would tell you if he was retired or not when you met him?
No,
He was not retired?
I don't have any specific information.
Do you know if he was retired?
Not for a fact, no.
Okay. Didn't we provide you with his military ID card? Ms. Hodges?
I'm not sure.
Just one moment. Let me show you.
Ma'am?
Okay, just one moment. That would be
What?
R4. Look at R4.
Is that respondents or?
Respondent 4. Looking here. Fine.
Oops, sorry, I clicked out of it. Hold on. Okay, I have it.
And let's see here. If you look in the top right corner, thank you. What does it say in that top right corner, in that little square?
Of which page?
Well, it's where the picture is.
US Army retired. And then I can't see what the rest of it says. This copy isn't very good.
Okay, so it's a US Army retired ID card, correct?
Yes,
If you'll go on the back to the back page of that,
okay.
what is the date of issue?
1999, August 2nd.
Okay, now was that, and it says the effective date was what? Look on down that line. What's the effective date?
I don't see an effective date.
EFF date down that same line on the date of issue.
Effective date. Oh, okay. 1999, July 31st.
So would you agree with me that this military ID card that Mr. Hodges has provided is shows that he was US Army retired prior to him even meeting you?
I've never seen this before, but if you say so.
Well, I'm just saying, look at the ID card and look on the back, and do you think it shows that he's retired before he met you?
Hold on, it clicked shut, Ms. Phoenix, just a minute. Yes,
So would you agree that then his retirement, any money that he's receiving as a result of being retired is separate property?
no.
Why not?
He commingled the funds through our entire marriage.
On a going forward basis,
On a what?
on a going forward basis, you're
What does-
asking for half of his separate retirement because he put money in the joint account?
He commingled the expenses and the
I'm
funds.
talking about money that he's gonna be getting in the future. He's not commingling any money in the future, is he?
No, I'm talking about during the marriage.
I understand. And if the funds were commingled, I understand about that too, but I'm saying that this retirement is his separately earned property. Would you agree with that?
No,
Why not?
because he commingled the expenses during the marriage also and the funds.
So
I think what
because he
she's asking-
commingled funds,
Let me clarify for you, Ms. Phoenix. I think what Ms. Phoenix is asking you is, are you asking for any of this retirement after the divorce? Or do you agree that that retirement is his retirement?
I'm asking for it after the divorce. It's in our petition.
even though it's his separate property?
I don't agree that it's a separate property, ma'am.
And why are you taking the position that it's not his separate property? Because of the commingling?
Yes, ma'am.
That's it?
That's my
your
answer.
reason- That's your reason for asking for his, part of his retirement?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I've noticed that you asked for that part of your retirement be designated separate property. Does that mean that he would then be entitled to part of your separate property too?
Yes. I'm sure he's asking for it. He's already asked for it.
He's asking for community property.
No, he's asking for half of my retirement and half of my deferred comp according to your exhibits.
But only part of them are separate, not the whole thing, right?
Prior to the marriage, I believe there's $3,000 that's not.
Okay. Just one moment. Where? Ms. Hodges, you testified that Mr. Hodges ordered a phony transcript. Is that correct?
Yes,
Let me see. And with regard to this phony transcript, you said because of that, he's a dishonest person.
yes, ma'am.
Now, didn't you encourage him to get that phony transcript?
No, ma'am. I didn't hear you.
Did you draft a resume based on that phony transcript?
I don't recall.
You don't know if you drafted a resume?
I don't recall.
You know if you sent the resume to different government agencies helping him to try to find a government job? a
Ma'am,
city of
I
Houston
don't,
job?
I don't recall.
So it could have happened, it could not have happened, huh?
If he did it, I didn't.
No, we're saying that you assisted him with this phony transcript to disseminate it on a resume to get a job. And you
No.
were aware that it was a phony transcript,
No,
so you didn't do that.
no.
I'm looking at petitioner's exhibit 40, which is this email.
Hold on, I have to go back to the exhibits.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm there.
Where did you get this email?
He'd CC'd me on it. I just printed it.
Now, there's something wrong with this email. I'm thinking that it may be something was done
It's dumb. Is that what you
that
said?
was, no, it's not dumb. I'm saying
Oh.
it doesn't appear, there's something wrong with it. Let me show you. August 15, 2013, right? You see the date?
Yeah, that's on there several times.
So it's at 12:18 PM, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's to confirm his purchase of the transcript. Then if you go further back to the same date, August 15,
What page are you on, ma'am?
404.
Hold on, let me get to 404. Okay, I'm there.
Then it says request for a sample. Can you send me a sample of a sample transcript from Mountain State University?
Okay,
Same day, 12:32 PM.
okay,
So he requested the sample after the August 15th, 12:18 that says is to confirm his purchase. So it looks like he purchased it first and then requested it later. There's this email.
it says New York time zone, so what, there's a couple hours difference in the time.
Judge, and I'm going to argue those are separate emails because if you look at the heading, the subject line, they're completely different subjects. So these are different emails, not the same email chain.
It's in evidence and you can address it if you think you need to on redirect, but it's in evidence. The court has reviewed it.
So the emails are not from the same chain, so they're not together, right? Ms. Hodges?
No, ma'am.
So
It
how did
says-
they get put together like this, Ms. Hodges?
I printed them.
Yes, but it looks like it's the
Then I
same.
scanned them in.
Well, what I'm saying, Ms. Hodges, though, is that you give the appearance that this is one email continuous, but when you look at the time, it shows that these are different emails. So you're
Okay.
saying that Mr.
It's one
Hodges,
exhibit.
it's not one email chain that
I'm saying
links.
it's one exhibit though. That's why I put them together because they refer to the same subject.
So you
instead of
put them
making three.
together.
I scanned them that way so that they would be one exhibit.
So that it looks like he's asking for a transcript and then he got the transcript the same day. But in reality, these are different emails.
Right.
So they don't refer to the same thing.
Well, they often refer to a phony transcript. I don't know that the ordering and the requesting is two different things. Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm saying that the time, the way the time is on these exhibits, they're not responding, they're not responsive to the same thing. They're different exhibits.
Judge, the exhibits have already been offered and admitted, so I don't, I'm going to object as to line of questioning.
Sustained at this point. We can move on. The court's got it.
Okay.
Are you CC'd in this, Ms. Hodges?
Oh, hold on. I just closed it. What number was that again, Ms. Phoenix?
40.
40?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on. It takes it a minute to open. No, ma'am.
You're not CC'd on this?
No, it was cut off. I just copied the part that was relevant and then scanned it in.
How did you find out about, how did you get this transcript, Ms. Hodges?
I was CC'd. I didn't get a transcript. I have an email.
Or the email? Where are you CC'd on it?
It was cut off, Ms. Phoenix. This is multiple email, as you can see by how the paging is. I can't hear what someone's talking. I can't hear what they said.
I'm saying that I'm looking at this email. I don't see where you're CC'd on it at all.
I know, because it's multiple emails and I copied them into one document when I scanned them so that it would be all together. It has my email at the top. Can I close this? Are we done with this part?
Yes, ma'am.
I can see. Thank you.
In your honor, I don't believe that it's appropriate that we keep turning cameras on and off if we're on in the
I'm sorry.
courtroom. That wouldn't be
I'm sorry.
normally permitted in court.
Judge, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to keep turning it off. It's an accident. It's right next to the mute button and I keep accidentally doing that. I'm sorry, Mr. Sand. I'm not trying to do that on purpose. Ms. Hodges, you testified about wasting of the community assets by Mr. Hodges. correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're asking for reimbursement, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just like to understand a little bit more what you are seeking with regard to reimbursement and what was wasted. If we could go to your, let's see. Hold on. Looks like you have a total or a summary of respondent spending for account ending 9908.
Okay. I don't know what number that is.
Let me see. It looks like it's let me see. That's potential.
It's what?
That's number 23 and 24
Of respondent or
of
petitioner?
respondents, of petitioners, I'm sorry, of yours,
And so which one are we looking at first? 23 or 24?
23.
Okay.
And Ms. Hodges, if
Yes,
you
ma'am.
don't mind, let's start with January of 2020.
Okay.
Now, this looks like it's for the year.
No, it's for the month.
The whole exhibit though is for.
Oh, okay.
It goes,
Yeah.
it looks
I thought
like
you-
it starts when he, the month before he moves out. Are we? Not go on.
This one starts 1/1/20,
Yes, ma'am.
1/31/20. Is that the right
1/1 to 1/31. So you have on here deposits, correct?
Yes.
Okay, what do you mean? What deposits are you referring to?
The deposits into this account for that month.
Okay. Gifts, 980.64.
I didn't understand what you said, ma'am.
Gifts, 980.64.
Yes, ma'am.
What gifts are you referring to and where are they on the bank statement?
I can't see the bank statement at the same time.
Okay, let me see what the bank statements are.
Are they in the exhibits?
They're number 5. It looks, well, wait a minute. No, it's not Chase. 9908. Yes, Chase checking 9908.
So what exhibit is that, ma'am?
Let me see. 1/1/20 is what I'm looking for.
I can't understand.
I don't, it looks like you all did not provide 1/1/20.
I don't know what 1/1/20 is, ma'am.
January 1st, 2020.
That's the sheet I have in front of me, 1/1/20 to
Yes,
1/31/20.
Right, I'm saying I don't see it on your checking account list here, 1/1/20. So let me ask you though, Ms. Hodges, for gifts, how did you categorize gifts? What did you categorize in the gift column?
Things that there were purchases made, like literally to Ann's gift shop, Tiff's treats, flowers, all sorts of items like that.
Okay, so that's what you said were gifts.
Yes, ma'am.
Cash withdrawals, 3,200.
Yes.
You're saying that all the gifts were waste?
Yes, ma'am. They were not for me.
So anything that was not for you is a waste and you want to be reimbursed?
No, just in reference to the gifts.
Okay. What about cash withdrawals, 3,200? How is that waste?
I have no idea what that money was spent on, and his spending pattern of withdrawing money increased significantly compared to the years of past. He withdraw maybe $300-400 cash a month.
Okay. Restaurants. Why is that waste? He has to eat to live.
Ma'am, these restaurants are more than one meal at a restaurant.
I understand that, ma'am, but you have $844.
That's how much he spent at restaurants.
Well, he has to eat though.
Yes, but those are significant meals that included more than one person.
You have proof that there was more than one person at the meal.
Yes, ma'am, by the price of the dinner. I looked up the menus.
Suppose there were business associates at the dinner. Would that be waste?
Mr. Hodges, in the history of the company,
And
never.
a non-responsive objection.
Sustained.
If he's at dinner with a business associate, would that be waste?
Yes,
So he can only go to dinner with who? By himself? And that's
Or his-
it?
or his wife.
So anything that he's doing to help his business by taking somebody out to dinner is a waste.
Yes,
Okay, so every dinner that this 844 includes his meal too?
includes the restaurant where the price that was charged to his account.
Well, what about his dinner? You didn't give him credit for his dinner?
Ma'am, people don't need to eat $100 dinners.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained.
Do you understand my question, Ms. Hodges?
No, ma'am, I don't.
I'm asking you, what about his dinner? He can eat because he has to eat to live. So what about his dinner?
I believe it violates the TRO.
For him to go out to dinner?
It's excessive spending, ma'am.
So what do you think he should be doing, Ms. Hodges?
When? Now?
For dinner. If he wants to go to dinner, you're saying it violates the TRO for him to go to dinner. What do you recommend that he do?
I said excessive spending violates the TRO, not for him to eat dinner.
What makes it excessive, ma'am? You didn't
When you're
even,
spending, I just said that, ma'am. When you spend $100 a person on a meal, that's excessive.
now, part of that $100 includes him.
No, part of that, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying is $100 a meal per person is excessive.
So
And since
you
I don't-
want to be,
I don't have the statement to look at in front of me, but many of the meals where the tickets were $180, $200, or in excess of that.
so you didn't give him credit for any meal then that was at a restaurant.
No,
Okay. Gasoline, you have that as waste?
yes, he takes the mileage deduction on the IRS, which is a much better value for him. He claims usually 50 to 60,000 miles a year on his previous tax returns that he actually did
Ma'am.
file.
Ma'am, why do you think gas in the car is waste?
Because he takes the IRS deduction.
So he can't fill up his car, and if he does, it's waste?
He can fill up his car, but he takes the IRS deduction.
What does that have to do with him getting credit for putting gas in his car? I'm sure he takes the IRS deduction for a lot of things.
I don't know. He hasn't filed his tax returns for the last 2 years.
Then how do you know he took the IRS deduction for this?
I said he's taken it in the past.
Well, then why would you claim this to be waste when you don't know whether he's taken it or not for this 2020?
Because many of these his Prius doesn't cost very much to fill up. When it's over $40, $50, he's filling up the truck, which he doesn't have a pattern of using for work. He's, like I said, it sat in the driveway, used it 5 or 6 times a year.
So any gas that he used is waste.
Yes, ma'am.
Miscellaneous, 8528.
Excuse me? Oh,
Miscellaneous, 8528.
I don't recall what that is without looking at the statement off the top of my head.
But it's waste,
Yes, ma'am.
whatever it is, and you don't know what it is.
Not without looking at the statement, ma'am.
Now, what is this checks thing you have here?
Those are checks written on that account that he never provided copies of. So we have no idea who he wrote those checks to or what they're for.
You don't have, I'm not quite understanding what you're saying, Ms. Lamb.
He wrote checks totaling that amount for this month off that account. He did not provide the check, so we have no way of knowing what those checks were written for or to who.
So because you don't know who they were for, then you're saying they're waste.
If you provide what they're for, then you're not hiding any spending, the copies of them.
How do you know he's hiding any spending, Ms. Hodges? What makes you think he's hiding spending?
He didn't provide copies of them.
Well, there are things you didn't provide copies of. Does that mean you're hiding things?
That's not true.
I think it is. I beg to differ. Let's go to 2/1/20 to 2/28/20.
Is that an exhibit or a,
Yes, it's the second page.
oh, okay.
It's the back page of the summary of spending.
Is that 2/1 to 2/28?
Yes.
Okay.
Looks like there were deposits of $12,223
Yes, ma'am.
and gifts 80361. And we can go back to, looks like Exhibit 5 to see which things you're saying were gifts.
Exhibit 5 of who?
For you, ma'am, petitioners Exhibit 5.
5. Okay.
Okay, what on the, in the checking account, in this checking account, did you say were gifts?
Lawrence Fragrances, 150, 155.
150, 155.
Ann's Fine Gifts,
How much?
hold on, I scrolled past it. 11523. Edible Arrangements, $92. Let's see. Perfume, 8119. Dick's Sporting Goods, 5340.
You think that's a gift?
Yes.
You don't think Mr. Hodges could wear
There's a-
something or buy something in Dick's Sporting Goods?
Ma'am, I'm answering your question. There's another Dick's Sporting Goods for $96.28.
What was the first one?
$53.40. $96.28. Casual Male, $149.93.
Casual male,
Target, $81.23. Best Buy, $57.56.
these items that you're saying are gifts, how do you know that?
Ma'am, you asked me what I thought were gifts. I'm giving you the items.
I'm asking you, how do you know that they were gifts? What made you put them in that category?
Well, he wouldn't likely order edible arrangements for himself.
I'm talking about Dick's.
You're talking about $400 worth of perfume.
Best Buy. What makes you think that these are not toiletries or things that he needed for himself?
No living person needs $400 worth of perfume on one.
Do you have anything else for gifts?
Hold on. I thought we were done. Let me go back. Oops. Those are the ones I see right off the top of my head. I actually made spreadsheets for all of this stuff. I just don't have them with me.
Okay. Let's go back to cash withdrawals, $1,650. And you've already explained that any cash, does this mean that any cash withdrawal is going to be considered waste no matter what?
Yes.
Okay. Restaurant, $491.25.
I got to go back to that exhibit. Hold on, ma'am. Okay.
And it's a waste because there might be more than one person on the ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
So even if he's using, taking people, business associates out to dinner, that's still a waste as far as you're concerned.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what if it helps his business?
He's never done it in the past.
Miscellaneous, $85.28, Walmart, $1245.08. Where do you see the Walmart for $1245.08 on that statement?
You want me to go back to the statement again?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on a second.
Number 5.
Just a second. I got to get back in there. And I'm sorry, was that petitioners or respondents?
Petitioners.
Number 5. I believe it's a combination of the HEB, the Walmart, the CVS, all that stuff.
So he's
There's
going.
$200 at Walmart, right? Well, I don't know what.
He's going to HEB. You're saying that's a waste?
Ma'am, $1,800 worth of groceries for one person for a month?
So you're saying
That would feed a family of,
so you get to tell him how much he can spend for groceries each month.
no, ma'am, I'm saying that's an unreasonable amount of spending for one person.
That's your opinion.
Yes, ma'am, that is.
Okay, so you're saying that this $1,400 or $1,200 that you put down for Walmart is not strictly for Walmart.
It's a combination.
Well, it doesn't say combination, it just says Walmart.
I understand, ma'am.
So that $1,245 really includes grocery shopping, going to a pharmacy, other things like that.
CVS is gift shopping.
CVS Pharmacy?
Yes, ma'am, his prescriptions are covered only at Walgreens.
So this is gift shopping only. It can't be just that he needed some toilet
No, the
items.
gift shopping is listed up earlier, ma'am.
So what is included under Walmart?
It's Walmart, HEB, CVS. I can't without.
And you also have your gifts up here at 803. You have perfume further down at 232. So did you double count?
Hold on. Did I double count perfume?
Yes, you said they were
No.
gifts earlier. You said the perfume was gifts.
I split
Now,
them out. I split them out, ma'am. I was just going through the list. I'd have to,
Well,
I don't know, I did this months ago.
I understand, but I'm looking at your gifts on 1/1/20 to 1/31/20. And you have purchases of.
But I didn't look at that statement, ma'am. I don't,
You had
1/1, right?
perfume and,
I didn't look at that statement, so I don't know what that said on 1/1.
yes, but you did indicate that there was perfume.
On 1/1?
Yes, purchases of gifts. So is perfume in gifts or not?
Sometimes not. If it was separate, it's separate. If it wasn't, it wasn't. I don't remember what 1/1 was without looking at the statement.
Judge, I
Okay.
think we're confusing the witness because we're referencing a spreadsheet for February, but then referencing bank accounts for January. I think that's where the confusion lies.
No, we don't have a bank account for January, Judge.
Objections overruled. May continue, Ms. Phoenix.
Thank you, Judge. And this checks, Ms. Hodges. is
Are we in
8/3
January or February?
I'm still in February.
Okay. Well, you went back to,
833-506. Those are checks that Mr. Hodges has written that you say that you don't know who they went to.
yep.
Where did you, let's look at 2-2 and show me which checks you're talking about that he wrote that you don't know who they went to.
Right where it says checks paid. It starts at
Which page are
1
you
of
on?
6, 2 of
Which
6.
page? You're on 2 of 6?
Well, it starts on 1 and it continues on to 2.
Okay, and okay, checks paid. Okay. Okay, so that's where you got that from. And you say he didn't provide you with any of these checks?
Well, you didn't provide them to Dean, so no, I didn't see them.
Okay. Let's go to 229 to 331.
The bank statement or the summary of spending?
The summary of spending and the bank statement.
What number is that bank statement?
Bank statement is 6.
Hold on. Okay, I'm at the bank statement.
Okay. Deposits 21,403. Gifts 2372. Which gifts are you talking about there?
Mhm. Let's see. Oops, hold up. Delete singles, no. Zeus. No. Your Honor, can I take a break?
Well, we're
Talk to
about
my
to take
attorney?
well, no, not for that. We're about to take a break for lunch in about 9 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and push through the next 9 minutes. But once you're on the stand, you can't take breaks unless it's.
No, but I
determined
want to
like-
talk, I would like to talk to Mr. Zan.
Right, we're not doing that right now. You're on cross-examination.
Okay.
Were you able to find that gift, ma'am?
No, I'm looking through it. It's for 2372. Whoops. I don't see it right off the top. I'm having a hard time with the scrolling here in the statement.
Cash withdrawals, 3,058.50. That's just money that was taken out of the bank. Is
I
that
assume-
correct?
I assume so, yes.
Well, you need to know because you're asking to get reimbursed.
Right, it's what's reflected on the bank statement.
Restaurant, so you're saying anything that he spent in a restaurant, 367.73, whether it was for him or a group, more than one.
I think that's going to be the same line of testimony for each month, Ms.
That's what I'm, okay,
Court-
thank
Court's
you.
following how she did her analysis and what your objection is to the analysis.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Let's see. What is the 300 for court, C-O-R-T?
I don't know, that's on his bank statement. That's why I have it listed separately. I'm not clear as to what it is.
So you don't know what it is, but you're saying it's waste?
Yes, ma'am, if you didn't identify what the charge was.
Okay. And Ms. Hodges, you put this, you've gone through and you've made a list of things that you think are waste, which are gifts, cash, restaurant, Walmart, which you've combined with some other things, gasoline, because he gets a tax write-off for it, miscellaneous, which you're not really saying what the miscellaneous is. Gold Link, I'm not quite sure what that is. And
Yeah,
don't
you
know-
You didn't provide the statements for it, so we don't know what it is either.
Okay, Spotify, that's what, isn't that a, like a music thing, Spotify?
I have no idea.
But you say it's waste.
If you didn't identify what the charge was, yes.
What about this Natural Pause? Isn't that something that you bought?
No, that's something that he bought without having a pet.
So this is something that you buy generally though, correct?
No, I never buy anything at Natural Paws.
Okay, so you're saying that whatever you
even-
bought,
I don't know what month you're on even, Ms. Phoenix. You didn't
I'm
identify.
sorry, I'm over here at 7 at July. 7/1 to 7/31
Of 20?
of 20.
Okay, hold on. Okay, Yeah,
And I'm
natural
just going
flower.
through it. Yes, that's
I
not
don't-
yours.
No, that's his, because it's right above the zone de erotica
Yes,
Okay.
$31.
and the match app. Mhm.
Yes, okay. Let me just look them through and see if there's any other categories. So anything he buys at Best Buy is considered waste by you?
Yes, ma'am, given the price of the spending.
What about Amazon? I'm seeing some
I don't
things
know, ma'am.
purchased from.
I don't know what page you're on or what month. It's not on the July
Okay.
one, so I don't know where you're at.
I'm over January 1, 21.
Okay. Hold on, I have to scroll to it. That's January 1. 1/1 to 1/29,
Oh,
ma'am.
no, 130 to 226.
Okay,
And I'm saying, I'm looking at, you're saying that anything that he bought from Amazon is waste?
he didn't identify the purchase.
How is he gonna identify the purchase?
It said to say what you were spending the money on or the receipts. He didn't provide any of that. Or-
So anything that he purchased at Amazon, you're saying was waste, even if it was for the business or for his personal use?
Well, we would know if it was for the business because he didn't file a
I'm
tax
just-
return
I'm
to
asking.
identify it.
I'm asking, you have Amazon down here, you haven't there's nothing broken out in there. So I'm saying, I'm asking you if.
He didn't break it out,
if
so I
he-
wouldn't be able to do that.
Let her finish her
Okay.
question before you start answering, please. So I
Okay.
can follow.
Anything having to do with Amazon, you're saying is waste, no matter what it was purchased for?
Yes,
Okay. Furniture, this would be, let's see. $5.1 to $5.28.
of 21 or 20.
21.
Okay,
Okay, I'm looking at Amazon 326, gifts 786.
mm-hmm.
Let's look at the bank statement.
What exhibit is that, ma'am?
That's Exhibit 8.
Do you want me to start or
Well, you consider
you said 8,
Walmart.
right?
Yes. 326 for Amazon. You have any breakdown at all as to what the Amazon was what he purchased using Amazon?
No, he didn't provide that to us.
What about gifts for 786? What did you include as gifts?
Ms. Phoenix, can you please tell us what page number on Exhibit 8 you're referencing? Or
Well,
which?
no, I'm asking her did she say was gifts on this date, 5/1 through 5/28 with the statement?
But you've asked her, that's what I'm asking, what page on the bank statement?
Well, I
'Cause
don't
There's
know.
different months.
Well, no, she said, she's one that said she had gifts that were waste. And so I need her to look on the statement and tell me where the gifts are. So I can't tell her what page because I don't know.
Well, which month statement is what I'm asking? Where the
5/1
Exhibit
to
8 has.
5/28. 5/1 to 5/28.
Of 20 or 21?
21.
Oh, what? No, I don't know what number that is, Miss Phoenix. It's not number. Hold on.
Exhibit 8, Ms. Phoenix, Ms. Hodges, Exhibit 8.
Yeah, but that's 2020. It's not, she said May of 21.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know what.
Case checking in 4 to 5. Oh, it's not, it's not set up like that. Looks
It's
like
what?
it would be 15, 5,
15?
12. It would be 15. That would be
That's a different account. That's 3027.
And I guess you all didn't provide 521. Well, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's exhibit.
It's kind of, you combine some things in here.
It's what?
Let's see. 20 to 20, 20 to 20, 20 to 20, 6, 10, 20 to 6, 12, 21. This ought to be it.
So which one?
18, number 18.
That's a different account. That's Chase checking 3027, and the summaries you have is for Chase 9908. It's a different
Let's
account.
see. 20 to 21. You all kind of did,
Yeah, it's exhibit number 11, Miss Phoenix.
which one is it?
Exhibit
Okay.
number 11.
1 to, okay, it's a combined exhibit. Thank you, Mr. Hodge, or Zan. I couldn't quite figure out how y'all had done that.
All right, we're gonna finish with this month and then we'll break for lunch, Ms. Phoenix.
Okay, Judge.
Okay, now I forgot what the question was, Ms. Phoenix. I'm sorry.
What gifts you have here, 786.70 for gifts,
And I'm supposed to be in May 1st?
May 1st to May 28th of 21.
Okay, hold on.
And
let me
just
get-
so we're clear, May 1st starts on page 15 for everyone.
Oh, okay, thanks. I'm trying to get there. Hold on. Okay, May 1st to 28th. And again, your question, I forgot again, sorry.
What are the gifts?
Okay. Carolina's Aquarium, Rachel's Hallmark. Destination. Houston Astro, well, I think that's a separate category, but that's the Houston Astro tickets. Let me see. Macy's.
He couldn't have been buying anything for himself at Macy's?
Be the first time he's ever shopped there in the 12 years I've known him. Academy. eHarmony, no. Medieval Times. The Morin.
The what?
Morin.
The Morin.
Mm-hmm. Best Buy. Fandango.
Movie tickets.
That's all I see off the top of my head, just scrolling quick.
Okay. All right, Judge,
All right, let's go ahead and
we
if
can break
you're
for
done with the
lunch.
if you're done with the May statement, we're gonna go ahead and break for lunch.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna keep the lawyers for 2 seconds. If y'all can join me in a breakout room, we're gonna go off the record.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, we can come back.